Good morning, third grade. It is April 8th, Wednesday, April 8th, and I'm Mrs. Moran, and I am going to be sharing with you what we would like you to do for writing today. We are going to continue our virtual field trips that we started on Monday, and we are going to be doing a different slide today, so we will talk about that in just a second. On Monday, Miss Campbell shared with you these different locations that you could visit for your virtual field trips. And you all should have written an advertisement trying to pique our interest about getting us to go to those different places. So today we are going to continue on with those virtual field trips, and we are going to write a descriptive segment to describe the place that you visited. And we're trying to entice the reader to go to that place also. So we're trying to entice them. So we need it to be very descriptive and sound like a great trip so others will want to go on it too. So on Monday, Miss Campbell shared with you the aquarium. She shared with you the sea otters. And then she shared with you how she was going on a virtual field trip to Hawaii. And then she shared her writing. So I am just going to show you. I hope that Monday you explored some of these before you picked one to do your writing on. I'm just going to show you one of the other ones that I think is a neat site that you can go visit. It's this farm one, especially right now with everything going on in the world. This is kind of a neat way that you could go and discover where our food comes from, some of our food comes from, how it is processed, and how it gets to the stores where we pick it up. So if you choose to look at these, there are several different ones within this website, and then you just click on it. And then here are some quick facts about this dairy farm. And then if you click on the dairy farm videos, it brings up these different videos about the dairy farm. So you could maybe pick one of these and then describe it to us, getting us to want to go check out this dairy farm also. So there is that one. I am going to choose today to go to the San Diego Zoo. So I'm going to go to the San Diego Zoo. I'm going to take some time to explore the San Diego Zoo. And then I think I am going to try to pick out one exhibit that I can use in my writing to describe what I saw in that one exhibit. So I am going to pause you, and I am going to go on my field trip. Okay, I am back from my field trip. And while I was on my field trip, I took some notes about the different things that I discovered while I was on my field trip. While I was on my field trip, I told you I was going to the zoo, and I chose to describe the flamingo exhibit. I always think flamingos are a pretty cool bird, and I love that they're pink. So I am going to use the flamingo exhibit in my descriptive segment. So I took some notes about flamingos and some of the things that I learned while I was on my field trip that I'm going to use. So we're going to scroll down, and just like on Monday, there is a set of sentence starters that I hope you all will use. They're an easy way to get your sentences started and just to make your sentences more creative, and so they don't all sound the same. So I went ahead and I saved my link from when I went on my field trip, and I posted it in this website Chosen so that we have it up there. So if I need to go back, if I need some more information, it is there for me to use. So I took some notes, like I said, and then I used some of these sentence starters, and I am going to show you. Here is the writing that I chose to do today. So I told you I went to the San Diego Zoo and that I chose the flamingos. So I'm going to read to you my writing. As I looked closely, I could see the long, slender legs moving slowly in the water. I couldn't help but notice that they were skimming their beaks back and forth across the water. I got a strong whiff of shrimp, and the wind softly blew across the exhibit. I have always been amazed by the pink feathers that cover the flamingo's body. I imagine how soft and fluffy they would feel if I could rub my hands across them. The lush foliage that surrounded the shallow lagoon made for a picturesque background. So there is mine. And when I was reading it, I noticed there was a couple of places that I kind of got tripped up. So I'm going to go back now that I've written it in here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to read it to myself again and make sure. I think I might have some mistakes because they were kind of tripping me up. So I'm going to go back through and read it and let's see if I have any mistakes that I can fix before I turn it in, because I want it to be as perfect as possible before I turn it in. So I want to take some time to go back through and edit it and revise anything that maybe just doesn't sound quite right. So let's look back at it. As I looked closely, I could see the long, slender legs moving slowly in the water. Okay, I don't mind that sentence. That one sounds fine. But I notice a little mistake here. I have an I, and that is a lowercase I. So I need to correct it and make it an uppercase I. I couldn't help but notice that they were skimming their beaks back and forth across the water. I got a strong whiff of shrimp, and the wind blew softly. Oh, I don't know. This sentence is bothering me. So I think I got a strong whiff of shrimp and the wind. Maybe as the wind, maybe that's what caused me to get that whiff of shrimp. I got a strong whiff of shrimp as the wind softly blew across the exhibit. Yeah, I think that sounds better. That was kind of tripping me up there. And I noticed that this one, exhibit, maybe exhibit is a word that you're just like, I don't know. I have a hard time spelling that. I could always use myself correct, like my word check and see it. So I had an E on the end of mine, exhibit. It's not exhibit. I should know that that's a short vowel. So I know I need to take that E off. I have always been amazed by the pink feathers that cover the flamingo's body. I imagine how soft and fluffy they would feel if I could rub my hands across them. The lush foliage that surrounded the shallow lagoon made for a picturesque background. So I think this sounds a lot better. I hope it's enticing for you. I would want to go see those flamingos. I think if I was reading this, the thing that we're going to go ahead and add in now is we're going to look for some pictures. So we can go ahead and I'm going to take off my prompt because I already have my prompt done. So I'm going to take off this prompt and maybe, here we go. I think I can take off, I might leave my website just so that if I want to go back to it, you don't have to. And I'm going to add my date. So today is the 8th of 2020. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So now I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to insert an image, and I'm going to search the web for it. So again, I just went to insert, clicked on image. I want to search the web for it. So I got this little bar over here, and I'm just going to type in flamingo, and it came up down here. So I'm going to click it, and then I am going to put some, I like, these are kind of in a shallow lagoon, and we talked about that. So I'm just going to pull them over, and it is creating it, and then I can resize it. So I think I'm going to have to take out my website. I think it's too the pictures are going to be too big. So I'm just going to delete it. And then I can shrink these down. If I want to turn them, I'm going to put them in here. I might find another one or two that I want to put in here. Oh, I kind of like this one. You can really see that pink color for it. I'm going to stick it in here. Let's set it here in the middle. Let's find one more. Maybe I want to use, oh, this one kind of has some lash background in it, so I'm going to put it in here too. So I'm going to stick it in here. All right, now I think that I am done and I am ready to turn this in. So I can close this. I have it all here, so I'm ready to turn it in. So I hope that you all have a great time on your virtual field trips. I cannot wait to read your descriptive segments that you come up with. And I can't wait to create that picture in my mind from the great details that you give us. Happy writing!